I stood outside. It was raining, and it wouldn't let up anytime soon. Having locked myself out of the building where I work at, a school, I left my phone in my janitor closet. I dare not go into the rain because I don't want to get drenched. That makes sense, right? Well, waiting and waiting and waiting for what seems like an eternity, the rain lets up just a little bit. I decide to give it a few minutes just to see if it'll stay like this or if it's just a temperamental thing. One of those, as soon as I start walking out into the rain, what if it starts piss pouring all over me? And I was right. It came down in sheets. Honestly, the rain looked a lot like snow, just faster falling snow. The area I'm from, well, the snow falls really slow. But this looks like really fast falling snow. And thankfully it wasn't snow, I thought, because I had to drive home later. That is true. I do have my car keys on me, and I could just walk to the front of the building. But like I said earlier, I don't really want to get caught in the rain, much less walking all through it just to go get in my car and be soaking wet. I figured it might be a good chance to wait it out. Maybe a coworker of mine will come by. If not, well, I'm going to have to brave it at some point and venture out. About a quarter mile away from where I'm at, there are some light posts. I see just an empty, abandoned field. Usually, when there's no rain or inclement weather, there's a bunch of parents out there with their children playing soccer or whatever else pee-wee sport they have going on. Lately, it's been soccer and football. We have a gym and track area, but the 8th and 9th graders preoccupy that all from the time that school lets out to about 9:30 at night. Our shift ends at 11:30. Tonight, nobody was practicing. They were done. Tonight, it was complete and utter silence. All set for the rain. The rain just kept bellowing and bellowing, never once stopping. This is one of the few times I wish I could control weather. I always wish that it would rain on the days that I'm off of work, not when I'm on at work. Especially when I'm driving home. I'm not worried about driving in the rain. Hell, I've drove in the snow and the ice and been stuck going 5 miles an hour from Little Rock, Arkansas to Conway, Arkansas. Actually, more precise, Morrilton, Arkansas. In what should have been a 45-minute car ride normally, depending on traffic conditions and such, took me about 4 to 5 hours. No, I'm not worried about myself and my abilities, so to speak, when it comes to driving in the rain. I do the normal thing. I always have my lights on. I go the speed limit, maybe a little bit under. I never speed, especially in the rain. No, what I'm worried about are the other idiot drivers who, even on a normal day, can't seem to drive. Well, I just hope it doesn't rain until after. Well, I hope it doesn't rain until after I get off work. And by that I mean, because that sounded really weird, the way it was worded. I want it to rain until after I get home. Not to mention my wife's car is currently experiencing technical difficulties with its Windows motor system. The windows don't want to seem to roll up or down, and they are stuck in a permanently down state. And we have nothing covering or protecting her window right now, so all of this rain is going straight in her car. Bolts of lightning can be heard. Bolts of thunder. Bolts of lightning can be seen, and bolts of thunder can be heard. Lighting up the completely dark, blackened sky. Earlier, before the sun had completely set, all the clouds were covering the sky. It looked like a really dark ocean, and now it looks even darker. No stars, no moon, nothing. All you see is just the rain droplets that are illuminated by the lampposts and the thunder. Back where I saw those lampposts, a quarter mile away from me, the rain started to lessen up a bit. And I looked over in that direction. I'm not sure what direction it is. All I know is it's the back of the school. And there's some suburbs back there. I can see the houses forming. It's not like a completely isolated area where I'm away from civilization. No, far from it. But there's something over there. A figure. Something lurks over there. I didn't know what to do. I'm not very tall. I stand at a proud 5'5", but yet, from what I can see, the figure is double my height. I know this sounds made up and stupid, but just hear me out and listen to my story. Because if anything like this should happen to you, why not have the advantage in knowing what happens, right? You don't want to be left completely in the dark. Now, do you? I turned away for just a second to try the door. Nothing. I look down my hall. Half the lights are on and half of them are off. The time is 9:24. Well, the rain is starting to lessen up, so that's a good thing, I thought. The figure that was there had moved a little bit closer. It seemed to be almost one of those weeping angels I had heard about, where whenever you look at it, it doesn't move. But whenever you look away, that's when it moves. And the scary thing is I'm all alone. I have no phone. I have no keys except for my car keys. There are cameras out here, but I'm sure like with any supernatural phenomena, it'll figure out a way to bypass the recording on that and then glitch itself and it not be present. And even if it didn't, what's the point? No one's going to think to look at this time in this place unless something happens. And even then, it's too late. I'm alone right now. Sure, I could book it and get sopping wet, but I don't want to risk that. I like staying as dry as I can, and in fact, I was already pretty wet from sweating all day. I blinked. The figure was just a foot closer than last time. I blinked again and again. This time it moved 2 feet. I sighed. Once again trying the doors. Nothing. Wait a minute. Where is it? The figure was completely gone. And it was at this time that I actually did remember I had my keys on me. Trying to be as cautious as I could, I looked to my left and to my right and in front of me where that figure was, and I don't see anything. I insert the key. And as soon as I open the door, I hear a very, very loud yelling. But it's drowned out by the rain, and only I can hear it. I quickly make my way inside. I don't know how I didn't see my keys, but I did. And now that I have them, I'm never going to forget them again. So here's my word of advice. If you're ever in a situation like this, and you're caught out in the rain, and it's raining, and you see a figure, don't be scared. Run. You never know what might happen. You never know. Maybe you might just save your life.